Confidence versus knowledge. If you ask me, I would definitely, vouch for confidence over knowledge simply because, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to undermine the importance of knowledge, but confidence will certainly take you places. If you have all the knowledge in the world, but you don't know how to put it across effectively in words with the required level of confidence, then trust me, no one is going to care for all the knowledge that you have, stored inside your head. So make sure that you definitely project the much needed confidence levels. And this lesson is all about that. Let's see how to communicate with confidence and, yes, definitely with clarity and to create the necessary impact. So, the real question here is how to bring your A game to the table in terms of your confidence. Well, some interesting tips for you are lined up in this video, which will tell you how to put your best foot forward and, yes, project sublime confidence. First, I would strongly advocate the use of a smile. It's not for nothing that they say a smile is a simple curve of lips which sets things straight. Indeed, whenever you engage with people with a smile, with warmth, that indicates confidence. Otherwise, no matter how, you project your words or how confidently you try to speak, if your face doesn't reflect that expression that you're sure of what you're saying, automatically you seem like a less confident person. So if it is a positive engagement, clearly not in scenarios which are grim or serious, scenarios which demand that you positively engage with people. It's some good suggestions, some happy engagement, positive engagement. In these scenarios, make it a point to smile intermittently. Trust me, people feel more engaged in such conversations because when they look at your expressions and see that you are smiling, that automatically helps them relax and, it makes them more receptive to what you're saying. The second and very crucial element is your posture. Whenever you stand or sit, make sure that your shoulders are, upright and they are not slouching in any way, or for that matter, reflecting a body language which is not confident. Think about it. Do you sit upright? Do you stand upright? Do you stand with your feet apart? Or do you rest your arms either comfortably on the armrest of the chair when you're sitting or on the table when you're engaging in a conversation? Do that. These are subtle points which makes a world of difference in your engagement with people because you're viewed as someone who is completely engaged in the discussion. You're viewed as someone who is actually in command of the situation. So, an upright body language can actually upend the situation for you if you are even at the losing end. So, trust me, confidence reflects a lot in the way you use your body to project your communication. The third and crucial tip for you is the pitch at which you speak. There are two elements here. A, either you vary your pitch intermittently, don't be too loud, okay? That engages the, listener because you are not speaking in a monotone or in a flat pitch. You're making the efforts to speak at a high pitch at times, where there are important points to be discussed. And occasionally you are moving to a lower pitch. So you're varying your pitch so that people continue to be engaged in the discussion. The other element is if by nature you're someone who speaks softly, then raise the tone of your voice. This is a sign of confidence. Clearly, someone who knows what he is saying would like to say it loud and clear. If you're someone like me who innately speaks in a slightly higher pitch, then be cautious. Don't go beyond a certain level because then that can be intimidating or it may appear as, you're trying to dominate. So maintaining the pitch of your projection, of your communication, is a very important element of conversation or confidence. Simply because if you murmur or if you don't complete your thought at a clear pitch, at a certain level of pitch, or you're someone, who trails off towards the end, all these are clear cut signs of you're not sure of what you're saying, or you're someone who lacks confidence. Complete your thought right up to the point of the full stop at a certain pitch, which is heard by each and every one in that particular room, regardless of the size of the audience. And yes, there are times when we need to vary our pitch, not speak in a monotone, simply because we want to keep our audience engaged. Regardless of the purpose of the discussion, be it spontaneous, be it prepared, you need to know what exactly is the objective of the exercise. Whenever you're aware of the objective of the exercise, it helps you structure your thoughts. So if you're someone who's walking into a room without the necessary clarity on the subject, make sure you make the effort to understand the objective of the discussion, the objective of the communication, the objective of the overall exercise. This clarity helps you structure your thoughts. And whenever you structure your thoughts, you are a more confident communicator. This is a given. So make it a point that if you're suddenly thrown into a situation and you have to lead the discussion or the communication, understand or ask out loud, what is the objective of the exercise? All your points, all your discussions, all your thoughts would then center around that objective, and then you sound like a more confident individual in the projection of your thought. Okay. So this is something I learned early on in my career when we would walk into meeting rooms and conversations were always, already underway and discussions were going on. And suddenly we are, in the eye of the storm, as they say, and you're given an assignment to do, and probably you don't have the big picture. So you need to have the big picture. It's only then that you can, do justice to the assignment accorded to you. So always ask this question. What is the objective of the exercise? Makes for more confident communication. One important element of being a confident communicator is when you contribute effectively and meaningfully in any conversation, be it in social circles, be it, at the professional space. So here, there are two parts to this again. A, you may have your views on the subject, so crystallize your views. Even as you're engaging in the conversation, think through what is it that you're exactly trying to convey ultimately. So make sure that your messaging is concise, not too long drawn. Make it comprehensive as well. The second element is being a good listener. If you're a good listener, then you're engaging in a conversation. If you're only someone who's imposing your thoughts, then no matter how confident you are, you will be looked at as someone who's dominating and someone who's not receptive. So, this is a very important lesson for each one of us. If you want to be confident in your engagements with people, be a good listener. At the same time, have a rock solid view on the subject. Even if you're a fence sitter occasionally, it's okay to say that, but say it with clarity. That's very important. One element of lack of confidence is when we are not aware. We are probably living under the rock and don't really have the complete scenario at that point of time in front of us. And then we hesitate to say we don't know, and then follows, the complete erosion of confidence and the complete meltdown in front of people whom we are engaging with. Big no. Make it a point to acknowledge that you're not aware at that particular point of time, whatever information is being sought or whatever validation people are looking for, but you're certainly someone who will get back with the necessary information and then have a more informed discussion. So this is very important. We normally, in many scenarios, hesitate to own up that we are not aware or that we don't know. It's perfectly fine to not know, but it would be completely foolish to project false confidence when you're not aware, and you probably, completely miss the point of the discussion. So make it a point to get yourself updated and re-engage rather than going all out, without having the necessary information to arm you or to equip you with that discussion. These were my sure shot tips and tricks, which will certainly make you seem like a more confident individual. I use them all the time. And trust me, I feel more confident or, more informed, or for that matter, more involved in discussions when I use these techniques. So always, always make it a point to watch through these tips and tricks and mention them somewhere, jot it down and look at them, periodically, so that just in case any element is missing in your personality, make it a point to imbibe it quickly, because that day will be the day when you start projecting the necessary change in the confidence level in engaging with people. I really look forward to bringing more tips on confidence, on personality in this channel of mine. So I look forward to engaging further with you all. Till then, happy learning at English Excellence with Chaya.